QFD was first developed in Japan by Yogi Akao in the late 1960s, and this method was introduced in the United States mainly by the big three automotive companies and a few electronic manufacturers. But what is the QFD method? The QFD has the objective of create or improve products to adapt to the taste and needs of the user. It means that we can know what characteristics we should add to our product or service. There are so many benefits to using the quality function deployment. The first one is customer focus, while the QFD methodology make emphasis on the wants and needs of the customer. In this point, we look to align the business with customer goals and expectations, since your success is depend on the success of your customer. Then we have the VOC competitor analysis. The VOC means the voice of customer. Knowing that is really easy to understand. Well, this tool allows you to make a comparison of how your service or product differs with the competition from the customer point of view. And then we have a shorter development time and lower cost. Basically, it prevents valuable project time and resources from being wasted. Finally, the structure and documentation. And while this point refers to making the right decisions and can be used in future positive changes. Here we can see a general image of the health of quality matrix that is the most famous and important of the QFD method. The first step is customer requirements or voice of the customer. What is based on knowing what a customer is looking for or even desire. For example, if you sell chairs, what is the customer looking for in that chair? Is bigger, is taller, smaller, made of wood, etc. The second step is regulatory requirements, and well, here the team must document the requirements by the regulatory standards that the product must meet. Then we have the third step, and well, this is customer importance ratings, and this is very simple. On a scale from 1 to 5, the customer rate the importance of each requirement, and also know the frequency. If the people ask a lot for a specific characteristic, well, that help a lot to your company. The first step is the customer rating of the competition, and well, the title already tell us what is about this step. But this is the evaluation of the clients that allow you to know your performance against of your competition. The fifth step is technical descriptor. That is the voice of the engineer, and the technical descriptor are the attributes about the product or service that can be measured against the competition. And it also refers to the technical specifications that lead to the fulfillment of the characteristic requested by the client. Then we have the sixth step. There is direction of improvement, and as the team defines the technical descriptor, well, every single technical descriptor must to have a direction of movement. The seventh step is relationship matrix and is where the team determines the relationship between customer needs and the company's ability to meet those needs. It means the relationship between customer requirements and the design requirements. And for this, it is represented with symbols with the category of strong, medium, and weak. The eighth step is the organizational difficulty, and as its name implies, is to qualify the attributes of the design in terms of difficulty. The ninth step is technical analysis of competitor products, and this process involves knowing the engineering of the competitor's products to determine specific values for the technical descriptors of the competition. In other words, it's like a comparison of the different competitors versus your design. Tenth step, target values for technical descriptors. At this stage in the process, the team begins to establish target values, and the target values represent how much for the technical descriptors, then act as a baseline to compare against. Next, we have the 11th step, that is correlation matrix. And as an extra information, this room in the matrix is where the term quality house comes from because it makes the matrix look like a house with a roof. But anyway, this room shows the correlation between the technical requirements that can be negative or positive. The positive correlation occurs when they support each other, while the negative is the opposite. For example, with a share, there is a positive relationship between high legs and a resistant tube, but there is a negative relationship between high legs and a wide set. Then the team should document the strong negative relationship between technical descriptors and work to eliminate physical contradictions. Finally, the last step. This is titled Absolute Importance, and the team calculates the absolute importance of each technical descriptor as well as the priorities of the client. And well, the numbers are added in their respective columns, and then we can know which technical aspect of your product are most important to your client. And well, we have again a general image of house quality, and just so you can see how we go from this to something more complex. And well, my advice for this tool is to take into account the requirements of the clients and focus on this. Well, I think that's everything for me. Thank you so much for your attention and have a nice day.